All right, folks, thank you for tuning into your daily silver news. If you want the latest information of what's happening across the globe and how that affects the price of precious metals, make sure you click subscribe. We have a huge video today, folks. Day 2 of the Brics Summit held in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, July 6th through the 7th. I'm going to be covering what happened today, big news, and if you wanted to see what happened yesterday, go check out my latest video. You're not getting this information anywhere else, folks. Western media, especially mainstream media, is not talking about this. I'm having to use sources from way across seas. Now, listen to this. In my video yesterday, I talked about how Trump threatened the Brics, saying if you guys try to push any type of scheme to push a threat to the US dollar, I'm going to throw 100% tariffs at you. And I quote that, 100% tariffs. It scared away some countries. It already worked. And actually, yesterday, during the Brics meeting, they didn't even mention Trump's name. They didn't even mention his name. They just kind of skirted around like he's some boogeyman in the closet. So it's working. But after Trump already said, you're going to be screwed if you try to mess with the dollar, Anton Seskanovsky, Director for International Cooperation at Russia is ready to develop a commodity exchange within Brics. So, folks, we are going to get some chaos and controversy. Russia already completely cut ties with the US dollar a couple years ago. And if we see all of these other countries join forces, which there's more countries joining the Brics, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and many more now, if they all cut ties and start this new exchange and just throw all those dollars back to us, it would completely collapse our system, right? The dollar's only as strong as people think it is. And if people start to think the dollar's not strong or they have a better alternative, then that's going to affect us dramatically, much more than anyone would be willing to admit. Andy Schectman, I think, is the only one that truly brings the reality of that situation and, more importantly, what that would do to precious metals prices as well. Now, BRICS spans almost all continents, and each member country is capable of producing competitive goods. And this was stated by Anton Seskanovsky, Director for International Cooperation and Development at the Russian Export Center. In an exclusive commentary at TV Brick Studio in this international area of St. Petersburg International Economic Forum of 2025. Now, I also covered the BRICS meeting of October 24 and mentioned that they created this currency called the unit. Now, this is a digital currency backed by physical commodities. Remember, the BRICS also is pushing the Belt and Road Initiative, which is all of these railways and crossings and all of this transportation, this huge, I don't know what you would call it, but fair way for goods to be transported within their own countries, within the BRICS. They would be completely cutting ties with the Western world, which would definitely hurt us as well. Now, Putin didn't show up to this BRICS meeting, and China didn't. Iran obviously didn't. He's still hiding in a bunker, but someone else didn't show for like the first time in like 14 or 15 years, which I don't know what that means. I don't know if it was intentional. Probably, this isn't just something that's on the fly. This is planned for months, in advance. So there is a little bit of friction between, and that's what I also talked about in the video yesterday. You have so many different powerful forces and opinionated world leaders within the BRICS. Not everyone is going to agree on everything. And that's what we've also been seeing. Now, the initiatives currently under discussion, such as the creation of commodity exchanges in key sectors like metallurgy and agricultural production, are forming a foundation for sustainable trade and industrial cooperation within BRICS. Now, he emphasized that the foundation of sustainable cooperation within the group lies not only in product supply, but also in the development of deeper cooperation, including transport and logistics connectivity, industrial collaboration, the transition in settlements and national currencies, and the insurance of mutual deliveries, right? They're basically creating a new world order, which is completely cutting out the United States. Now, here's someone, this is Maria Zakharova, representative representative from the Russian Foreign Ministry says, quote, BRICS does not simply defend the right to freedom of speech. Our association implements it through broadcasting channels, cultural forums, student exchanges, scientific platforms, social networks, and of course through such meetings. We are humanity. We are the voice of the free and of our diverse future. So you see how they're trying to spin this to win over, their own, accord. If you were Putin, or if you were someone who is trying to do something like this, which is cut ties with the Western world, especially since we are sanctioning them, we are keeping their gold from them for I don't know how many years they're trying to get their gold. We are doing all of these things to impose a threat to their society to some degree, especially now with we're pushing these 5%, these 5% tariffs on other countries, basically saying, give us our money. Why are we the ones that are supporting everyone? We need this stuff. Now, other countries, of course, are going to start feeling like they're getting the short end of the stick, even though maybe it's justified, maybe it's not. This guy, Sergei Lavrov's Russian foreign minister, said, quote, we are pleased that Indonesia has joined BRICS as a full member. We emphasize that our joint work within this framework will contribute to strengthening the multipolar principles of world politics and economics. And you have Sergei Ryabov. I'm trying my best to say these last names. This is Russia's Sherpa for BRICS. Quote, we are very pleased that Arab nations have joined BRICS in recent times and that African representation has expanded. We are seeing a strong Eurasian component within BRICS, Latin America, particularly during Brazil's presidency, and asserting itself actively, especially through the highly modern agenda proposed by the Brazilians. We support them and are confident the summit in Rio de Janeiro will deliver positive outcomes. And then you have this guy, Maxim Oreshkin, Deputy Chief Staff of Russia's Presidential Executive Office. By 2050, 25% of the world's working age population will be located in Africa. While one part of the world is in a demographic crisis, with declining populations, low birth rates, and aging populations, Africa is now truly taking on global demographic leadership. So they are 10 steps ahead. We're playing checkers, they're playing chess. If Harris would have won the election, we wouldn't even be playing checkers. We would be probably trying to self-exit ourselves justifiably and on purpose. We are in a very dangerous situation. There's a huge shift in global power, and it's looking like Trump is trying to navigate it the best he can, and it's working to some degree, especially if you watched the video I talked about yesterday. He really did shake them to the core, right? He really did, and it was very interesting to see, and I'm glad that he even took note and was I guess bold enough to even threaten them to that degree. Because the dollar is all we got. I mean, not all we got, but the US dollar being the world's reserve currency is extremely important for Americans. So now, according to him, and he's talking about, I'm assuming Anton Seskanovsky, Russia is ready to enter foreign markets not only with its own products, but also with technological solutions. So another reason to cut out the West. One of the priorities is the localization of Russian developments in partner countries, which will ensure a sustainable presence in those markets, especially if their digital currency is backed by physical commodities as well. Seskanovsky noted that in today's changing global economy, multi-factor and multi-vector cooperation is essential. And, that's one thing that I'm sure is going to be a lot of back and forths. It's not going to be perfect. There's going to be a lot of friction. I mean, that's, of course, expected when you have a whole bunch of, look at this, the BRICS and the G20. Now, anyways, that's kind of what's going on. There's other things. There's highlights. First out comes the BRICS Summit in Brazil. That was today. So environmental protection, climate change, global health challenges have taken center stage as the BRICS Summit enters its second day. So what agreements have already been reached by representatives of these states? What role does the president of Brazil see for BRICS in reforming the system? Okay, so you got to watch it. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure there will be some more summaries coming out. Iran embraces renewable energy with solar hydro synergy. This is another thing that came out today. Iran is embarking on a significant shift in its energy strategy towards sustainability by integrating solar energy, and that is more silver that's going to be needed. Just like the UK pushed that mandate of every single house has solar roofs, solar roofing, so that's more silver. So this dual approach is expected to strengthen grid reliability, reduce emissions, and support Iran's long-term energy goals. So yeah, that's something interesting. Something else that happened today. Mexico enters global media arena through TV Brics International Media Network. TV Brics launches block of programs on Kazan Federal University's Popular Science TV. Um, so yeah, there's a lot going on. The Brics grain exchange. This is important as well. This came out today. Step forward is strengthening grain markets. The origins of the Russian initiative. October 24. This was the last Brics meeting I covered. One of the world's largest grain exporters proposed the creation of the grain exchange. So yeah, this is big stuff, folks. And I don't know if you guys understand how important this news is, but this is this is what's shaping the future of all of our lives. This isn't just some stuff that's going to blow over. This is stuff that the Western world will not talk about for obvious reasons. It shouldn't be obvious reasons, but it's true. And this is going to also affect the price of precious metals. But let's see, this is something that came out yesterday. I highly recommend you check out the video I posted yesterday because that's where I went deeper into Trump's involvement with this, or how he kind of, set this trap and pushed that threat to the Brics, which was very interesting to see. But yeah, so anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you have a little more insight since you really can't find this anywhere else. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. I will see you guys tomorrow. This was Silver Slayer. Peace.